Hi, and welcome back. I wanted to review a couple of things about the R3 rough draft while they're still fresh on my mind. The first thing I want to point out is this. The comments that you receive in a paper are usually a qualification for the grade, i.e., you made a C because you had this and this and this mistake. It's not it's not that way on the rough draft. On the R3 rough draft, again, most people did very well, lots of A's and B's, but still lots of comments, not because they were mistakes on rough draft, but because they were advice, things to look at, things to consider as you work on the final draft. As you're making those changes, those revisions, and a revision is just an improvement to your paper, but as you're making those improvements, I listed, 4, 5, or 8 things there for you to consider. Now your paper is your own. You certainly don't have to go by my list, but that's what I look at when I grade your paper is that list of grading standards. So most students um, need to be careful and evaluate their sources carefully. Look back over that last PowerPoint I put on research writing. I think it's called Blueprint for Success. You want to review that again, especially the part about evaluating sources. You want to make sure the format is correct. We're still having people who are struggling with the format. That's an easy part of the grade, so be sure you get that right. The last sentence of the introduction, and the introduction should be pretty short, but the last sentence of the introduction is the main idea, and it needs to clearly answer that research question. The research question is what makes higher education unique in America? So go ahead and say, in America, higher education is unique because of whatever you think it is. The structure of the colleges, the focus on athletics, the focus on research, whatever you think it is. And then go back and look at well, once you finish the paper, go back and look at your title. Your title really should not just be the title of the assignment or the type of paper you're writing. You want the title to answer the research question. Uh, Too much sports in higher education, a focus on research in higher education. America's uniqueness is its uh, autonomy or whatever you think it is. Maybe it's the structure, maybe it's who really controls the university or the college. And you're going to be surprised when you start doing a little bit of research as to who actually controls, funds, runs each institution of higher education. Don't forget what we said. We want to leave out all the proprietary colleges, that is, those institutions that exist to make a profit. They kind of operate on their own. Now, and of course, as you're going through here, don't forget to, on a separate sheet of paper, keep a list of the changes you've made. If nothing else, just make the list, just list the changes. Then before you turn in on the 25th, you can go back and explain why. Um, but you can do it as you go through if you want to. Be sure that you've got in-text citations. That's the thing in parentheses, which has the author's last name and the page number. Now, you're asking, well, my source doesn't have an author. Then it doesn't meet our criteria of authority. Don't use it. Go back to Google Scholar or RefSeek or Microsoft Academic or whatever academic search engine you're using and find a different source. You only need 3. I'm expecting the 3 best ones. Source evaluation really is one of the big parts of this assignment. So be sure you got each one cited. Be sure you cite anything you found while doing research. And of course, if you or when you quote something, that has to be cited. But any fact, figure, or any information that you run across and use in your paper has got to be cited. You might want to review that PowerPoint on what is plagiarism. And anyway, go through it several times. Ask someone else to read it for you. Don't forget, we have excellent writing tutors here at South Plains College, both in person and online. I encourage you to make use of those resources. And if you have any questions, let me know.